Alright guys, welcome back to part 5 of Doki Doki Literature Club. Feeling a little bit better than yesterday, but my throat's still pretty dry, so my apologies for that. It is what it is, I'm powering through. A couple of things. In the previous video, we decided to work with the main girl, who's head of the club. I can't remember her name. But then they kind of gave us a choice between working with Yuri and the other chick, not Sayori, the other one. Basically, saying that baking was more, needed more people along with, Yuri. We've already made some kind of progress with Yuri. I was wary of spending time with the other girls, like trying to put my time about. Sayori is a little bit upset for whatever reason. We don't know exactly why. I think she likes me, and is getting jealous and, whatever. So we decided to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Natsuki's the one who we're baking with. I feel that this game, at this point, I was playing it casually, don't know what I'm doing going into it. They want you to do the poems, and then you kind of like pair up with whichever girl likes you kind of thing, it seems, as it were. We've ended up doing it from my own perspective, and it's turned out to be Yuri that's most interested. Though Sayori is interested because as our long-term friend, I feel like our characters purposely pushing she's just a friend. Now I don't mind that changing. At the same time, I feel like at this point we have to lock in one of the girls and go with them, because if we don't, we're going to be dragged around everywhere and we might end up not getting anyone to date or whatever the conclusion is to this game. So I feel like we should push on with Yuri, because we've had the most interesting interactions with her thus far. You know what I mean? And she was lured to us by the poem itself. She seemed generally interested, where Sayori was interested no matter what we did. And that's not knock on Sayori, but she's upset right now. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to, again, try and lock in with Yuri and push through. If I have to play this game again and pick a different character or something like that, then I will. I don't know when that will be, because it is a long game and it's kind of drawn out with all the talking aspects of it, but whatever. So what am I doing now? Can I just push X? Oh, we can. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Ooh. Once I reach Shoro's house, I knock at the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made a habit out of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. This time I knocked. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. Oh, so she's normally often excited to see me and stuff. I head up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori? Oh no, it's a nice room, isn't it? Very well laid out. Hi, Perry. I sit in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute's silence between us. You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you? Ah, I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as always. It's always been, sorry. I also recognise the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. Haha. If you come over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess. That's because I end up cleaning it for you. How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today? Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting. I wonder if someone's telling her this information. Monica told me. Fair enough. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right? Good point. Ah, that's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today? Of course, but I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything. Ah, so it's just me and Natsuki then? Yep. There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behaviour is really uncharacteristic. So she's like uneasy about me spending time with her. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing after you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So? Sayori smiled, shaking her head. That's no good, Perry. Huh? Why can't it just be like it has always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? Huh? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. Showing your emotions shouldn't punish you. Like what the hell? I'm concerned. I've come over. How's that a punishment? I don't know. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me. I see. So she feels tortured by seeing me. That's not good. Sayori. I grabbed Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until now, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Ah. Ha ha ha. Sayori gives me an empty smile. You really put me in a trap, Perry. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time. Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori? Haha, you're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Perry? Because we're a little bit clueless, but I'm assuming she's going to confess her love to me. I don't know. There could be something more. I don't know. That's what I'm reading into it right now. Fucking hell, I am clueless right now. I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Oh, I see. What, and I haven't noticed it up until now? Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. Again, this is what I was talking about earlier on in the playthrough. When someone is so happy, the light of the party all the time, in actuality, they're actually quite depressed. Behind the scenes, and they hide it very well. That's why I said you got to keep an eye on certain people like that. Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? That's a terrible way of thinking about yourself, and we have to reassure her that she's not worthless. She isn't. Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by them spend it on me? So she feels like, especially the fact that I'm now spending time with other people, she's like, she's got it in her head that maybe I'm spending time with other people, and she feels like all that time she's invested in me, she's like, it's being taken away, and she's depressed about it. So it's kind of put her in a deeper hole than ever before, I suspect. That's what I feel like. That's what it feels like, and that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Again, this is what I was saying about that streamer the other day who's like very positive and happy. I was like, if I was in their life, I would take them aside and say, what's really going on? If there's anything that matter, you can talk to me, etc. Because being the happy-go-lucky who's fine, but if there's anything behind the scenes, I would want to know about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And I would feel bad if I had a friend like this and they felt they couldn't talk to me in that regards. Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Huh? Why is it that you've never told me about this? Almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little bit better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. You don't understand at all, Perry. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because she didn't want me to worry about her. Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me. instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. Haha, that's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Okay, so she wants everyone to be happy, but then in doing so, she's neglecting her own happiness, and she's saying that makes her happy, but now she's discovered something else. And I suspect that's me spending time with others. She feels like, oh, I want him to spend time with me. I suspect. That's what I'm throwing out there. It could be something completely different, I don't know. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone at the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. There you go. She feels like she's losing me. Or, you know what I mean? So she feels even more worse and depressed now, because she wants to keep me to herself. So that's why. That's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt. Ha ha ha. You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting. That's what I'll do. No, Perry. There's nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped... The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am. Good God. Self-loathing kind of thing, isn't it? Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish, and I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. Oh God. Do you know what's... I mean, this is depression specifically, and probably goes with a lot of things like anxiety and stuff like that, but let's go depression 101. Ironically, the way to beat depression, or a way of doing it, there's probably many ways other than pills, which I'm surprised she ain't on some kind of medication, is exercise. Going for walks, lifting weights, doing an exercise bike, riding a bike down the street, or in a park, wherever. My advice to beat depression is to do that. That is something, because I used to suffer from depression myself years ago, and I beat it through doing that means. Now I'm not depressed anymore, you know what I mean? So I know what I'm talking about. Probably go into a lot more detail in theory, but that is essentially how I beat it. And I suffered for years with it, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm not depressed anymore, and that was a huge part of it, the main part of it. And years ago you'd never see me do YouTube or anything like that, or be in front of a camera. You kidding me? No way. But here I am in vlogs. Well, I've stopped doing the vlogs now for various reasons, but it isn't hate or anything or depression. But anyway, so yeah, that's a way of beating it. So literally, and she says I'm weak, that's all I am. You're not. But yeah, literally, I could literally help solve this, or make her feel 50% better within a week or two. And she would see results. No bullshit, you will see results. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Oh God. Because I deserve every last one. Oh my God, Sayori. Without thinking, I once again grabbed Sayori's shoulders. This time I put her into a tight embrace. Ah! Perry, Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way. Perry, Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear. No! Don't do this to me! Please don't do this! Perry! Jesus Christ. Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away, and if there is anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Jesus. Gently, Sayori cries. No, sorry. Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return. I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Perry. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too. How the hell is my hugs warm being scary? How's that scary? Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be fun, right? Yeah. How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise. I think that would be nice then. Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel. No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you. But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head. I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right? It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest. It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Alright. I look forward to it. Oh, damn. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. Intense moment, but I'm happy we went there regardless. Things had to be said. We had to find out the truth. And now we know her big secret. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Natsuki is about to come over. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we are definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend a few minutes back at home, anxiously waiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door and let her in. Sup? Hey, I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. I was going to say she's wearing different clothes. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes her uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Jeez, don't make me feel so awkward already. It's going to be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I love how the background changed. I see you bought a lot of stuff. Natsuki is carrying a large bag. This is probably full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way and find out your kitchen isn't equipped for the job. That's a good point. Bring everything you can, because I don't think I got shit. Maybe a whisk. Maybe. I have a blender. Anyway, you bought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients if I didn't have already at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do that part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that rather than something snarky like she usually does. Yeah, she does say something snarkily or, sarcastically. Could it be that she's a little different outside of school after all? Maybe. Maybe she does it to keep up appearances. I often feel that way about her, saying defensive about it, and she's into manga. She hasn't really gone into too much detail about that. Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What? You're not even going to offer to take the heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Ferry? Come on, since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grabbed the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Ugh, this is ridiculously heavy. Ha ha ha, I carried it all the way here. Are you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I'm impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I always underestimate you. Haha, it's because I'm small, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. You jerk. Ah, God. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? It's not like I hate it. She's cute, and I bet she hates that compliment, or she doesn't like feeling that way, like on the outside anyway, at least. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they think they only think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk all weird about what? All weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I've got to teach you. Ha ha ha. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey, now you treat me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer to you, you know. And just because I don't have... what? Natsuki says, and just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Oh. So so I did say this, like it's a body issue as well. Because she talked about Yuri's big boobs growing bigger when she was talking to me, or the next day when I liked her or something. Since, yeah, I arrived, her boobs got bigger, she said. So I did know there was a bit of body issue there. And yeah, she is flat-chested compared to Yuri and what have you. So I thought that might be a thing with her. But and mostly short people, from my experience, are kind of aggressive or angry because they kind of try and prove everyone wrong or something or other, or make up for it. Also, a lot of short people tend to shout a lot to make up for their limited stature. I've seen that before as well. It's not everybody. It's not everybody. Let's put that out there. But I have seen that kind of trend, and I had a suspicion that Natsuki was going to be the whole I'm flat-chested thing and kind of thingy. So it's funny she kind of brought that up. Like, I mean, it's not that she's not like fit or whatever, but it's in a different mannerism, different way, if you know what I mean. You have certain assets. Who knows? By the way, at this point, I do have to remind everybody that everyone in this game is 18. Jesus Christ. Anyway, doesn't mean you should treat me like a kid, kind of thing. Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Yeah, she feels embarrassed about it. Natsuki, forget it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Huh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are into your body type like yours. Ooh, she'd be like, what are you saying? How would you know? How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. Gross. Hey, was that to me? Who else? Man. Let's just get started already. Haha. You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness, Perry. Natsuki smiles deviously, I believe, sorry. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. I like that little to and fro between the two of us. It's quite interesting. Regardless of what we're doing, we're having little side conversations. I like that. Before long, the kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour spilled, fluid and plastic bags strewn everywhere. About every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Alright, fair enough. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Perry, where did you put that food colouring? The batter's going to be in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To colour the batter, of course. I'm making the tray a different colour. That way, even if the flavours are different, everyone can still pick their favourite. Ah, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that for the icing? With the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me. I don't really have a preference, so come on. You're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have fun? I'm having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate. Separate the batter into the smaller bowls and put a few drops of food colouring into each. Basically, she wants my personal spin on the baking itself, not just copying her, what she's doing from A to B. She wants me to put my own personality into it. You know what I mean? Which I understand. That does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just following instructions. This presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. Yeah, presentation when presenting a meal is important. That's just reality as well. I made a salad. I presented it a certain way, and then somebody else gave me a salad, and they just bunged it on the side of a fucking plate, and it was awful. And I was like, that is not advertising. You have no idea about creativity when it comes to your presentation. It was just awful. It didn't look very appealing at all. Anyway, it's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. There you go. So if it looks good, people, you know, more advertising, like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monica delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah, maybe I will use the food colouring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. You just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food colouring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer, for the batter, so I got stuck. I stuck with a whisk, and a huge bowl for the icing, I see. I had to hand do it. The icing's still lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah. It's just a little tough longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night. If you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. Yeah, you have to hold it, don't you, and then really beat it, you know, like eggs or whatever else. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, huh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger towards the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger, just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me towards stumble to me. What? Let me read that. Sorry guys, I'm reading so fast right now. Stop my head. The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. It's going to go all over the place. Or I'm going to be on top of her. Gross. You got it on my face, I see. Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. Nah. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Don't say I lick it off of her face or something. She's going to fucking kill me. Jeez. You know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger towards my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Okay. Ha ha ha, stop. Damn, so she likes a little bit of rough play, does she? Not until you apologise for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know? Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. I not purposely. She's just very reactive, I feel. You really shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. Oh, God. I'm going to get slapped for that one. What? Did you just seriously just... Ugh. Natsuki is so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Perry, you really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me just like that? How did the mood turn into this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breath. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Huh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. Cough. No wonder. You let a dirty tray... What? You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning on the oven. Don't blame me for your mistakes, jeez. Natsuki uses the oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on the top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah, the tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake tray into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing like nothing ever happened. We had a moment there with her, huh? But I like her outside. She is outside of school. It's more relaxed. It's more playful. And it smells so good. The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room. Look at how cute they look. They all look. She proudly shows them off. Different coloured cupcakes in each of the trays. They look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some of the plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time though. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That's one really thin. What? That one is really thin, so you can use it to make stripes and other patterns, I see. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake. Like happy birthday or whatever. Ah, I see. That gives me an idea actually. Huh? Well, it's literature event, right? We could make it more themed by writing different words on each of the cupcakes. That's a good idea. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcakes based on the word they like. Oh, I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. Thank you. Cheeky bitch. But actually really cute idea. So, maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. She is. Oh, she don't like being called it. Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well, Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you, huh? Did you say something? No, nothing. She says, I bet I'm cute. What? Let's just do the icing. As she gets the hump. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing and then we each get to work. Do I get to pick one of the words that go on there? Or is it just going to continue? When we finally finish, Natsuki puts all side by side to admire our work. Okay, so we don't get to pick the words we put on there, but that's fine, whatever. I was just curious to see if they did anything with it. Look at how pretty they are all together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Okay, Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. Yeah, she would wolf one down. If she was here, we'd probably be down a cupcake already. And she would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Ah, really? That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you always have this chance. Damn, what? Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, you can probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. Ha ha ha, I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Ha, yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me. At some point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki's already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her, like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki. Huh? What you said before, about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me fun baking. What? How fun baking can be like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over any time, okay? I think if that's possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere. Do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely and like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend some more time with you. Perry, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Damn. Wait, Natsuki! Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Jesus! Her rose-coloured cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision with her along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breath against me. I've felt it for a while now. Huh? Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori? Ah! Shit, what? Hi, Perry. Sayori? Just now we weren't... It's okay, Perry. I just stopped by to say hi. Ah, well... You should have come a little bit earlier. Damn, so Natsuki has done a 180 from being defensive to actually liking me. She's been a bit more bolder than the rest. Damn, man. That was intense right there, right? Then Sayori just interrupted. Shit. You should have come over a little earlier. I'm already on the way out, so... Oh, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well... I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any of the cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Aha, well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. I bet you she had images of me getting closer to Natsuki or whatever, and she kind of, like, it played on her mind, and she was like, you know what, I'm going to go over. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. Jesus Christ, like what? It's a bit odd. Like what? How close you got to her? Like it's like every girl we spend time with, we're gonna get closer, and there's gonna be a connection, and it's romantic. It's not always gonna be that way. It's kind of crazy like that way she's thinking, but whatever. Well, it has been in this game. In real life, it doesn't really work that way, but you know what I mean. It makes me really happy. You're faking it. It doesn't make you happy. I don't think it does. That you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. Jesus Christ, this girl's a wreck, isn't she? That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Perry? Oh my god. I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear. Sorry, don't say that. It's true, Perry. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have wasted your sympathy on me, for God's sake. Has someone given this girl pills or therapy? She's winding me up. Like, come on. You wouldn't have to put up with me being so selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? What did Monica say? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't a burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But in her head, that's probably like when you've got to be my boyfriend, I suspect. I don't know. But Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared, Perry. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Ooh, here we go. Sayori. It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Perry, I like you so much that I want to die. Okay, this bitch is crazy. If she can't have me, she would rather, you know what? And it's like, that's a bit... And now I'm getting close to the other girls, and they're kind of... I like that incident we had with NATSUKI. That was kind of intense for her. But then again, she's an intense person, isn't she? I'm almost forgetting about Yuri at this point. Oh, man. So, it basically, what it comes down to is, I think, you either pick your own happiness over her. I think that's what it's going to do. That's what it's going to be. At the same time, where you have a responsibility for how should I put it? You have a responsibility for your own happiness, but you also feel responsible for Sayori. The reality of it is, you're not responsible for them unless you want to be that way with her. So I think that's the way it's going to go down. So it's finally come out. It's been bled out slowly, but we've essentially found out she likes us. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want to hurt you anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I would always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordless, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that's what I'm going to give you. Huh? I love you. You'll always be my dearest friend. Okay, so basically we're getting in a relationship with her. You'll always be my dearest friend. So it's friend zoning her or being with her. Oh God, this is such a pain. I feel like I'm gonna feel like a dick. See, and again, I said you weren't responsible for her. So I don't know. Now, I haven't got a problem being with Sayori. But at the same time, it's like those other girls have popped up, which one do I pick kind of thing. So she's been there the longest, so it kind of makes sense. I don't want to be... I think this is what the game's doing. It's trying to say, hey, force yourself to be with her. And I kind of don't want that. Then it's like, we can have another playthrough where you say, no, the opposite. So I kind of feel a bit irritated at this. Does it? Because obviously saying that I love you is going to ruin the chances with the other girls, point blank. That kind of sucks. And I don't think it's very fair to force that on me, to be like, oh, I'm depressed and I love you, and that, you know what I mean. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I said, it's selfish, but I kind of like the friend as well. So I feel like we've come so far. I kind of don't want to just go and commit to the friend straight away. I feel like that's kind of boring. Would this mean the end of the playthrough as well? I don't know. We can save her, but I kind of feel like I want to go with another girl, just because I don't want to be forced into it. Let's go with the other girl. Like, just say you'll be my dearest friend. Let's say that, because I feel that's more interesting, and you know, I don't know. I feel bad, but then are you going to end up resenting your friend? Will something bad happen to her because of that? This is what sucks. I'm going to say friend, fuck it. You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they always have been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll help get things back to the way they were. I see. Sayori forces a smile for an incredible pained expression. Ha 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 ha. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this. Sayori, it's okay. It is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish, so please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right, I just want it to go back to the way it was. I realise that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Perry. I trust you with anything. Anything at all. So, Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden she turns around and drops to her knees. What was that about? I don't know. Basically, she loves me and she's heartbroken and whatever else. I feel like a dick for doing it, but at the same time, you are somewhat not giving me a choice. You're forcing me into it, and I don't like that. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams out as loud as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Well, this is the decision we made, so I have to deal with it. It is what it is. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having so much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. I understand completely, but I feel like pressured into just saying like I love you for the sake of it to help her, rather than it being an actual choice, and I don't like that. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I'm doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on that face every day. No. The best thing is, I have to say, is to cut all ties. Because seeing her every day as a friend will hurt her more. She's better off moving on and not seeing her anymore, point blank. Because I don't think she can handle being a friend, and that's fine, because it's hurting her to see me with other girls, or to, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I feel bad for that, but at the same time, you're kind of forcing it on me, and I don't like that. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. No more. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. No, she wouldn't. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that it's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself, carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki has already texted me up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funny enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about this event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival, but knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Here we go. I wonder if Sayori quits the literature club. Monica says, Perry, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny, I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones that she prepared and have all the poems we are performing. Oh man. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. Oh, okay, so I picked one randomly and I'm going after Monica now at this point. I never made that decision, but we've done Yuri, we've engaged with Natsuki, and now we're putting a spin on Monica. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again, that dummy. You'd think on days as important as this, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday, and suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly as simple as for her. No, I agree, she's depressed, and then obviously what I've done and said, or just said to her, she ain't gonna show. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all. Ha 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 ha. You should take a little responsibility for her, Perry. I'll be honest with you, I'm getting a little bit tired of it. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez, you don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica is being friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. I wonder if Sayori has confessed to Monica about how she feels. Monica said to confess to me, and it will make you feel better and you'll get a direct answer. But then I said no. And now she's saying take responsibility for her. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not my... Like, I'm her friend, but... You know, I want to keep some space between us because... You know, she probably didn't want to walk with me. You know what I mean? Or whatever. There's only so much I can do. So whatever. Look, now that I've made that decision to not be with her... if she feels comfortable distancing herself from me... Or whatever, then I'm fine. I'm fine with that at this point. But I'm not going to dwell my mindset on her, like, forever and ever. Because it's going to annoy me. It's going to be like, what the fuck, you know? Like, you got turned down. Okay. Probably not going to be friends anymore. That sucks, but I'm not going to be forced into something based on your emotions. It almost felt like blackmail. Like, I'm sad, I want you, blah, blah, blah. But I think it had a lot to do with depression. It wasn't just a straight out love confession, and that's it. It was more, I'm depressed because of it, or the rest of it. It was the other aspects of it as well, you know, and that kind of irks me a little bit. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid on the desk. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognise Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. Oh, she submitted a different one about getting stabbed in the heart, I suspect. it's one that I haven't read before. Ooh. Yeah. Get out of my head, get out of my head, get out of my head. Out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Shit, get out of my head before I listen to everything she said. What? Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. My God. So, okay, so this one ain't really a poem. This is fucking dark. This is like a weird message. I got a feeling the last part's for me. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Is she going to stab me to death? But then it said, it's before I listen to everything she said to me. So who's saying it to you? Her own head? Unsettling. I have to say I'm surprised she even allowed this to be submitted because it's eerie. Ah. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Perry? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem's completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get so... well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Monica, don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. Huh? At my pace. Fair enough. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up, even if a simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they have always been. That's all she needs, and what I need to give her. What I want to give her. I reach Shori's house and knock at the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something her boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't have to enter her room like this. Didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Oh, for fuck's sake. I thought it would go this way, I won't lie. I kind of feel that it would end up that way to a point. So really, it's just gut-wrenching in many ways because it's like, basically, again, it's about responsibility of whatever. If you tell someone you don't love them, right, and they go and do this, yeah, you feel like shit, but what can you do? Like, you have no responsibility for that person in that regards. You know what I mean? So it kind of thing is, I feel gutted about it because it's fucking bad, man. But then if I said I love you and then was with her, then what? What? I'm trapped though? I don't get to experience you like go out of Yuri or Natsuki. I couldn't make my own choice. I had to do that to save her. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Fuck's sake. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe my eyes, what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her that I know what's best and that everything will be okay. And why? Why would she do this? How could she be so helpless? How could I be so helpless? Well, God. Oh, man. What did I do wrong? Well, you didn't love her, and then that's costed, whatever. Turning down her confession? That has to have been what pushed her over the edge. Yeah, I agree with that. She felt she had no love or whatever, and blah blah blah, and didn't want people caring about her. And then obviously when I said, like, I don't love her, or I reject her proposal or whatever, her love confession, then she felt like that was the last person in the world, the only person in the world who I truly loved, and they've told me they don't love me, so, and there's no one else, so that's what's done it. There's no doubt about that. Her agonizing scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? No, I don't believe I was selfish. I told somebody simply I didn't love them, or like I'm not interested that way. I've the response. I'm like, come on, I feel guilty, yes, but it's like I shouldn't feel guilty about wanting to be with somebody else instead of this person, and they've gone and done that. So this is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend, someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and wasn't careful enough, and now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing is worth more than hers. Nah, but I still couldn't do what she needed from me, and now I can never take it back. Never, 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 never. End. Wow. Yeah. Really? What is this? It's got some weird stuff here. 0? What? Start a new game. Oh shit. What? What is this? I have no idea what this is. Okay, that was weird. I see an annoying girl run towards me in the distance, waving her arms in the air. She's totally oblivious in the attention. So this is the same thing. Oh look, they've taken away all the slots. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Let's save it here for now. So that's the end of the game. That's kind of crazy to me. There's nothing about anything. I mean, I'll go exit. No, I don't want to do that. Wait. Oh, I see. The trophies are popping up. It's got no, and then something else popped up before. I don't really want to look at the trophies because it give away more of the stuff. But I'm a little bit curious because I suppose I mean, all there is to it with this game right now, I feel, if you replay it, I would spend time with Yuri, right, specifically, and then I would then say to Sayori I love her. You don't get to go on and see a relationship with how NATSUKI would pan out, or Yuri, or whatever. You just got to say you love her or you don't. So that's more or less it. At least I feel that's the way it is at this point. So I suppose I could play the game again, but I don't know when I'll be playing that. The second playthrough maybe, and then maybe I'll just save her and whatever, I get a trophy. I don't know if people want to see that or not. We've seen the most, dare I say, interesting part of it in respects to whatever, but basically our friend was depressed. We didn't reciprocate her love, and she took herself out. You're always going to feel a bit of guilt about that. There's no doubt about that. It's horrific. At the same time, you know, there's also a bit about like, well, don't force me to pick you based on that narrative. You know, like, I've got to make my own choice. The person has to make their own choice. And that's what kind of bothered me about it. It was, oh, if you don't love me, then I could do this, and this would end up happening. Well, I'm sorry, but that's my choice to make, not yours. You cannot blackmail someone to loving you over that. That's crazy to me. So I feel a bit of anger, like in respects to, oh, you're trying to make me feel guilty. Well, you've done this now, but I'm just pissed off because you ain't going to do that to me. So there's a bit of guilt, but at the same time, it's like 20% guilt, 80% no, because I still had a right to pick myself if I wanted to be with this person or that person. So yeah, in the end, I think maybe we could go back and do it again and just simply, you know, spend time with Yuri ahead of Natsuki and then save the friend, just to see what would happen. Because we don't get to see any conclusion with Natsuki or whatever. That's the end of the game completely. So I did enjoy the game. It was a shorter game. I can do a second run of the playthrough, just to see what happens. Anyway, guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next part. Well, not next part, but maybe another playthrough, part 2, or like the second playthrough of it. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe. And then, or maybe it'll be a different playthrough in its entirety. So I'll decide what to do over the course of time, or period. I don't know. I'll let you guys know. But I'll see you in the next part, guys, or the next one, or the next playthrough. Thanks so much for watching.